In the quiet suburbs of Denver, Colorado, on a crisp autumn morning, a single phone call shattered the illusion of peace in one family's life. It started innocently enough, but within 3 hours, reputations were in ruins, secrets unearthed, and a web of deceit exposed. Harlan Brooks, a seemingly harmless retired grandfather, became the target of his arrogant neighbor, Olivia Grant, who fancied herself the enforcer of the neighborhood. Little did she know, Harlan harbored a past that could dismantle empires. Harlan lived in a modest house with his 16-year-old granddaughter, Sophia, who had moved in after her parents' tragic car accident 5 years earlier. The neighborhood was a picture of suburban tranquility, manicured lawns, kids on bikes, and the occasional block party. But Olivia, posing as the HOA president, ruled with an iron fist, inventing rules to line her pockets. She targeted families like the Millers, who had been squeezed for thousands in bogus fines. The trouble ignited when Olivia marched up to Harlan's door, wielding a fake legal notice. "Your gate's a violation," she snarled, thrusting the paper at him. "It blocks the view and endangers the community. Pay the fine or face a lawsuit." Harlan scanned the document, noting the fine print about property rights transfers clauses that could strip owners of their homes. The name at the bottom caught his eye: Victor Lang, a criminal lawyer Harlan recognized from his old days. Harlan's house predated any HOA, but Olivia didn't care about facts. Sophia overheard the confrontation from the kitchen, her heart pounding. Across the street, the Millers secretly recorded the exchange on their phone, fed up with Olivia's bullying. Harlan stayed calm, but inside, alarms blared. This wasn't just neighborly nonsense. It reeked of organized fraud. Olivia didn't stop there. She escalated ruthlessly, distributing flyers around the neighborhood branding Harlan a dangerous resident with a shady past. She gave interviews to local media, spinning tales of his supposed threats to community safety. Hired security guards patrolled his street under the guise of investigation, their presence intimidating everyone. She organized a public safety meeting right in front of Harlan's house, rallying residents with lies about his criminal history. A private investigator she employed spread rumors, whispers of embezzlement, and worse. Then came the blackout. Olivia filed a fake safety report, cutting power to the block for hours, claiming Harlan's wiring was at fault. The climax of her campaign was a 911 call alleging harassment, followed by a protest with signs reading, "Protect our homes from predators," and petitions demanding Harlan's eviction. As tensions boiled, Harlan fought back quietly but fiercely. He strolled the neighborhood at dusk, spotting hidden cameras on streetlights and changed locks on communal gate signs of surveillance and control. Chatting with Harold Miller, he learned of payments totaling thousands from families coerced into fees. Sophia dove into online research, uncovering over $47,000 in violations from 23 households. Shockingly, no official HOA was registered anywhere. Deeper digging linked Olivia to Victor Lang, a fraudster Harlan had pursued before retiring from the FBI. Lang had stolen millions from the elderly through scams, evading capture until now. Harlan installed hidden cameras around his property, capturing late-night meetings between Olivia and Lang in her garage. Then came the call from FBI agent Ramirez, an old colleague. "Harlan, this ties into a multi-state investigation. Lang's crew has been bleeding communities dry." The revelations hit home when Harlan sat Sophia down in their dimly lit living room. "I wasn't always just a grandpa," he confessed, pulling out his old badge and case files from a locked safe. For 30 years, he'd specialized in financial crimes, dismantling elder fraud rings. Sophia's eyes widened with excitement. She'd always sensed his quiet strength. Together, they uncovered fake business names, suspicious bank accounts, and $130,000 stolen locally, connected to a larger syndicate. Olivia ramped up her attacks, assassinating Harlan's character online and through whispers. Sophia, tech-savvy, decoded license plates from the protest videos and tracked anonymous threats back to Lang's office. The neighborhood buzzed with division. Some sided with Olivia out of fear, others whispered support for Harlan, creating rifts that turned friends into foes. The powder keg exploded during the protest. Police sirens wailed as Olivia's mob chanted outside Harlan's home. Harlan stepped out, phone in hand, murmuring, "I might need some backup." "Mrs. Miller bravely approached the officers, presenting recordings and documents proving the fraud. Chaos erupted when Agent Ramirez arrived in an unmarked car, badge flashing. "This is a federal matter," he announced, revealing the ongoing probe. Victor Lang himself showed up, smug in his suit, only to be cuffed on the spot for conspiracy to commit fraud. Olivia's face drained of color as evidence poured out. Bank records showing theft from 23 families, links to schemes across 12 states totaling $12.8 million from 2,000 victims. She collapsed, sobbing, as handcuffs clicked. The crowd gasped, some cheered. Others hurled accusations, sparking heated arguments about who knew what and when. Was Olivia a monster or a pawn? The controversy ignited debates. How could a community let this fester? Were the victims complicit in their silence? In the aftermath, the neighborhood reeled. Neighbors gathered in hushed groups, sharing horror stories of exploitation fines for unapproved flower beds, threats of liens on homes. Relief mixed with anger. Some demanded Olivia's immediate eviction, while others controversially argued for leniency, citing her coercion. The FBI's haul revealed $127,000 stolen locally, but the bigger picture was staggering. 47 schemes, millions siphoned from vulnerable retirees. Agent Ramirez offered Harlan a consultancy role, praising his instincts. Sophia urged him to take it. "Grandpa, you're a hero." Interrogations cracked the case wide open. Olivia confessed tearful she'd been recruited by Lang and his boss, a shadowy figure known as Shadowstone, coerced with threats against her son, Billy. Raids across states netted 67 arrests and recovered $8.2 million. Shadowstone, the puppet master behind it all, was dragged from his luxury hideout, his empire crumbling. The community began to heal, transforming fear into unity. Block parties replaced protests, and the Millers led a mutual aid society for shared security. Olivia's sentencing stirred more controversy: house arrest, full restitution, and a public apology. She rebuilt quietly with Billy, but whispers persisted: was her remorse genuine, or just a ploy? Harlan trained neighbors in basic surveillance, setting up encrypted networks and watch groups, empowering them against future threats. Yet, peace was fragile. A mysterious package arrived at Harlan's door: old photos of his FBI days and a note hinting at an international syndicate targeting retired agents. "You're next," it read. Paranoia spread. Were they all in danger? Sophia, inspired, got accepted to a university cybersecurity program, vowing to fight digital bullies. The final test came when dark SUVs scouted the streets at night. But the neighborhood's coordinated response, lights flashing, phones recording, calls to authorities sent them fleeing. In the end, it wasn't just about one man's past or a neighbor's greed. It was a stark reminder that trust and courage could topple tyrants. Ordinary people, united, could expose the rot in their midst, but the controversy lingered. At what cost? How many more Olivias lurked in plain sight, and who would stand against them next?